Hey everybody, this is Cold Rain. Welcome back to more of my Eurotrucking to Rome series. I know it's been a minute since I played this last, and it's been even a while just since I've uploaded a video last. But I kind of felt like just playing and talking and having a chill time, and having some intellectual debate with an audience that is likely to not A, respond or B, even watch this. But anyway, I kind of just felt like playing a little something. And yes, I know it has been what is going on here? I have this is like the first time I've played in quite a while, basically since the last time I've even recorded, and it is the middle of the night. Okay, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of this joint? Come on, give me the map, give me the map. Alright, it's kind of hard to see exactly what I'm doing. Alright, let's reverse back a little more. I guess we can, do one of these ones. I'm just gonna get out of this spot before I get into the discussion, because I kind of left myself in a bad little spot here. Get out of neutral. Okay. Alright, do one of these. I don't think I might not be able to just make this with the trailer, but with any luck. Okay, cool. We made it. So I've still got 1,600 kilometers left on this trip here. So we've got a while to talk. And I know I said that I was going to do this as a live stream sort of thing, but I just haven't got around to it. Why are my wipers on? What are my buttons here, dude? What am I? There we go. Okay. Alright, you know what? I'm kind of crazy. I'm gonna run the red light here. I'm a bit of a madman. I can afford a 5. Okay, I was hoping I'd be able to dodge that. But no, it's been quite a while since I played. And like I was saying, I know I said I was going to do this as a live. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this as a live stream, or as just me chilling and uploading this like a normal let's play kind of thing. But I decided that I wanted to put this on my actual channel as like a normal upload, like a normal episode, because I haven't put anything up for quite a while, and part of that's been because I've got this big exam sort of thing for med school coming up in March, and I just have been dedicating most of my time to that, and sort of getting some other things in order. Like I quit my other job, my day job, which was kind of just very it wasn't really doing much for me. I was kind of just sick of dealing with all of that, all of the people there. I was working with a bunch of basically teenage girls who aren't they're 18, 19, 20, whatever. Some of them were actual 15, 16-year-olds, but the funny thing is that they were the less dramatic of all of them, the least gossipy. But basically it was just everyone's got it was just very cliquey, and it was very superficial, and it was all just about it was all about the drama, and no one basically wanted to do a good job. And at the end of it, I was like, well, what am I even why am I here? It's so incredibly depressing, and just kind of soul-sucking, and it's I could literally get a job doing this, and I was working in hospitality, just to clarify that, but it's I can do that, I can get a job doing that easily, and it's why am I putting effort into staying at a job that I don't give a damn about, that doesn't really give a damn about me, and is kind of just sucking all of the life and enjoyment out of the very limited enjoyment that you can already get out of working in hospitality, sort of thing. So I left. I pieced it. I was like, whatever, man. After some argument with one of the girls, basically about trying to. She made a massive mess, and I was trying to help her clean up, and she was all just getting very uppity, and I could tell she was kind of anxious and whatever. Someone else was probably bothering her, but she's just snappy and whatever, and I'm basically just trying to help, and I'm like, man, what is the point in even doing this sort of thing? And that kind of led me to this assumption, or not assumption, but it kind of led me to the thought process that's a lot of people are quite happy to just work in jobs that make them miserable, And I get that a lot of people do it not necessarily, like they do it out of necessity, you know, they've got to provide for their family, and they've got to provide for whatever, you know, everyone's circumstances are different, and some people don't have the privilege to be able to quit a job that they hate, basically, because there are people out there with more limited skill sets, and there are people out there working in markets that don't have as much work going. So I'm quite fortunate in that regard, but I've always stuck by the doctrine that's if I'm not enjoying myself, like this isn't worth it, and that's something you kind of have to do. Like, funnily enough, this is something I heard Keemstar say, and I don't hate Keemstar, but I do think he's controversial and a little bit of an ape and an orc and unsophisticated, and also a bit of a man-child. But he basically, I was recalling in this video that he was like, you have to be able to, oh my god, I'm going to crash off the road here. He was basically talking about how you have to develop a skill set that makes you a benefit to wherever you're working, and I think a lot of people don't really do that. You know, they go into a job and they do the bare minimum, and they're just like, whatever, I'm going to get paid, and you know, that's fine, that's fine, but the thing is that doesn't give you the experience that you really need to find another job, to be able to like make yourself valuable in any circumstance. Oh my god, I'm stuck behind these slow ass cars. Yeah, and it's like, there is actually, you know, as much of a baboon as Keemstar is, he has had his success, and I acknowledge that, and he is quite right in the sense that you have to be able to cultivate like some sort of skill that actually makes you employable, whether that be, you know, through your education or through you know, building a skill, like, say, for example, like your ability to communicate with people and charm people, you know, in hospitality is very important, because that's kind of the whole thing. Like, I worked in a cafe, and people were, you know, if people want to come in, and it's like, these are people, it's part of their lives, basically, it's part of their daily routine, and they're like, I want to come in and I want to talk a bit of rot with the barista, and I want to have a laugh with the girl, you know, I do a little bit of innocent flirting, that kind of thing. A lot of people turn that into their daily routine, and it's like, if you don't have the skills to be able to interact with people on that level, it's like, what's the purpose of employing you? It's like, if they want a faceless yes man who's just going to do the exact same job as the person hired before them, there's not really any purpose in your working there, frankly. And I'm getting a little bit convoluted with this, but basically the whole crux of what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to make, is that you need to make yourself valuable, because, like, to an employer, you don't really have, they see you as just like you know, you're like a machine, and you'll work there until you either quit or you're fired or you die, and that's how they see you. And it's like, these people, the majority of employers, like, don't give a damn about you, and they're not going to come to your funeral, and, you know, as soon as you quit, like, that's the end of it, that's the bottom line, like, you're never going to see them again. And that's kind of how you have to think. It's like, if I don't, you know, attain my, oh my god, I'm going so slowly, I hate being stuck behind these slow ass cars. If you don't create your own, like, value, if you don't assert, like, your own self-worth and your own value, and you don't make yourself employable, that's kind of on you. It's like, it's a conscious choice that you have to make, and I didn't feel like I was getting that out of this place. It's like, I've kind of, out of the job that I just quit, that's what I mean to say. Like, I wasn't getting anything out of that. You know, I was building skills, but at the end of the day, I was working with these people that basically have no self-respect, and they, you know, whether it comes to their own work, something that they produce, or the people that they work for, and it's like, I just, people like that, like, are the example of who I'm talking about, who just don't cultivate any skill set, who are basically just like coasting on life. And again, I'm not saying there's anything necessarily wrong with that, but if you're not questioning your performance, and you're not questioning, like, okay, well, how am I going to get a job after the fact here, or whatever, then, like, that's really on you, man. You can't assume that people are going to want to hire you just for being you, you know. And I'm going to overtake this dude here, because I am so sick of being stuck behind him, and I really hope I don't have a head-on collision with someone here. That would be suboptimal, that's for sure. And I'm sorry, I am being a little bit scatterbrained here, because there's just been a lot of things basically going on that I kind of want to talk about, and it kind of boils down to just like this sense of ambivalence, whether it be in your workplace or in your relationships. And like when I say in your workplace, it's kind of like like the example that I just gave. It's like they don't really give a damn about doing a good job. They just want to come in, get paid, and not get fired. Basically, that's like the whole crux of it. And you know, you can't really do like a barely passable job and then not expect to get fired and expect to get employed. Like they want it, people want it. These people that I'm referring to tend to want it both ways. It's like they don't want to work very hard, but they also want to have that employability as well. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. No one's out here to do you favors or whatever. And if you're not going to pull your weight, essentially, then you're never going to be, you're not gonna get a job at the end of the day, sort of thing. And it's also like I've kind of been like dating a little bit recently. And I won't say like men or women that I'm interested in. I want to keep you boys guessing, and girls. I want to keep you all guessing as to what my sexuality is. But these people that I've been trying to go out with, basically, I'm not trying to go out with, people that I have been like dating, and you know, it's like I'll ask this person out, whatever, and I'll say, hey, let's go get a beer, for example. I'll be like, hey, let's get a beer, and the other person will be like, okay. What's the move? What do you want to do specifically? And I'm like, okay, how about on this day, you know, this afternoon, such and such, we will go to this location and we will drink a beer and we will have hot wings or something like that. And they'll be like, oh, okay, you know, I can't do this afternoon, I'm so sorry. And then I'll say, okay, that's totally fine. Like, that's cool. You got your own things going on. I respect that. How do you, like, what day is free for you? And they'll say something like, oh, you know, it depends, I'll have to, you know, I'm just really busy at the moment. And it's sort of like, if you know, what is the point in saying no, or saying you're busy or whatever, and then coming back and just like not providing anything to the conversation? And this is what I mean when I say that the ambivalence of people in relationships are really bothering me, because it's like, well, if you want to go out, if you don't want to go out, then it's perfectly fine, just say so. But if you do, then why are you putting up like a brick wall and making it so difficult? And I think this is just like a problem with, I don't know if this has always existed, because obviously I've only been like dating for whatever the last 5-10 years, and these things have only come to light more recently. But I do personally think that it is like a thing with people today, kind of as a part of social media. And it's sort of like people expect you to put in, like, go the extra mile and put all this, like, you know, effort into being romantic, or into being like, oh, let's have the perfect date, I'm gonna have the smoothest pickup lines, I'm gonna have the best social media, that sort of thing. And it's sort of like, why, what's the point in saying, you know, in saying yes and saying you want to do something, if there's just this like ambiguity about it? If it's sort of like, oh, I want to go out on these conditions, but I'm not going to say what the exact conditions are. It's like, I've always been an advocate of communicating in relationships and whatever. It's like, talk is the most important thing. And if, you know, you start to bottle up those feelings and they start to snowball, like, it destroys relationships and whatever, and you basically can't afford to just let things slide necessarily. And it just really bugs me when other people are sort of doing that. And it's like, why do I even bother like asking this person out? Why do I bother going out with this person? Like, I've had dates, you know, I've had like multiple dates, 4 or 5 or whatever, with this person who will also want to keep going out like irregularly. They'll be like, yeah, whatever, like they'll hit me up and be like, oh, let's go out tonight, sort of thing. And oh my god, are you serious? I just got slammed with that because I'm not paying attention. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, whatever, let's go out this night, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, sort of thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And then it just sort of never goes like beyond that. It's sort of like, you know, if a hookup is fine, like a one-off thing is totally cool, but when you're turning that into like a very, it was sort of being made like a very regular thing with no commitment, and it's sort of, in my eyes, it's just like, well, you know, and this is a person who told me that they wanted like a relationship and whatever, and it's like, I get that some people have their different predispositions and ideas towards that, like what an actual relationship is. But I guess I just found it really frustrating that it's like, why do you say one thing and then act like, you know, or say one thing and then act like you want another, and then when you do get that, you act upset, sort of thing. It's just really, it really gets on my nerves, because it's like, you can just, I'm a human being, you're a human being, like, can we not just discuss this like adults and not play these mind games and not just do this immature garbage, because it just infuriates me, frankly. Like, I don't want things to be more difficult than they have to be, and frankly, I'm just finding that a lot of people, like, they're just quite happy to coast in either doing like a shitty job or having a meaningless relationship. And it's like, I just don't really see any purpose to that kind of thing. And it's like, if you're someone who's perfectly comfortable with having those relationships and one night stands and just having like a friends with benefits kind of thing, that's perfectly fine. Like, you know, I'm not judging you necessarily, but I'm explicitly telling these people like what I want and what I don't want to do, and they're agreeing with me, saying the exact same thing, and then when push comes to shove, it's like they don't know what they want. And that's what I mean when I say like the ambivalence and ambiguity, and what some people are saying is just like, it's makes it so difficult, man. It makes me not want to bother trying to date. It makes me not want to like bother trying to do a good job at work, and I don't think that's a fair thing to do. It's like, I can't say, oh, you know, people are so crappy right now, you know, no one really just wants to just sit down and have a relationship. Like, that's not true. That's true of the people that I've been out with, but that's not the case with everyone. But it's hard to like it's hard to look on that with maturity and be like, okay, maybe not everyone's like that, but like every single person that I seem to attract that sort of thing, or at least like manifest it, you know what I mean? It's like, that just seems to be the type of person that I get, either through the decisions and actions and the way that I act, or what is with this person just like going, I mean, I know there's people ahead of them, but dude, this guy's just like slowed down basically to 80 kilometers an hour in the 97. Like, what are you doing, man? What, are you crazy? Yes, I know I'm a bit scatterbrained at the moment. Maybe the thing, I'm not being like as coherent and eloquent as I possibly can be. But this is just something that's been on my mind, and it's like every single relationship, whether it be with friends or people I'm dating or co-workers, like, it just seems to be marred by this sense of people just not really knowing what they want and not really knowing what they want to do. And it just confuses me, and it like infuriates me, because I just want things to be straightforward and easy, and it's like, you can just tell me exactly what you want and how you want things to be, and like, that's how we can make it. But people just don't want that. Like, I don't think that at the moment anyway, these people in my life, like, they want that clarity. They want clearly, they crave the ambiguity in that sense, because I don't know if it's something they enjoy, or they just don't want to lock themselves in, or they're not quite sure what they want. You know, it's all that thing, and this is just like a problem that's been persisting with, you know, in, like I said, just about all of my relationships at the moment. Even like my best friends, you know, and maybe this is just like a personal thing. Maybe it's just like coming to light that it's frustrating me. But I'm just so sick of people having this disconnect between what they say and what they actually want, because I think they say what they think they want me to hear, or at least they say what they think they want. But when, like I said, in the end, like when it comes to that isn't the case at all. And I think part of it is just that they want attention. And there's also this thing, it's like when I was asking out this person, or I asked this person out, and they were like, yeah, absolutely, let's do this. And you know, I'm trying to, like, they're busy and I'm trying to reschedule to an actual point. And I think it's just, it comes to a point that like these people just want attention. It's like they want me to be sitting in their DMs all day and being like, or you know, coming up to them and whatever, sending them texts and being like, hey, how about today, how about today, how about today, how about today? Like I say that over and over again, and it's like, dude, that is some stalker behavior. And I feel like if I was to do that, which is something that it seems as though they want, you know, they want that attention, it seems as though they would like screenshot that and turn it on me and like try and make it into some ridiculous argument and talk it into how desperate I am. So it's like, clearly, you know, they don't want that necessarily. So it's this point of like, they want the attention, but they also would despise me if I gave them the attention on that level. So it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? It's frustrating. And I know a lot of my friends sort of think the same way when it comes to dating. Whatever, it just really frustrates me. And this is kind of why I wanted just to do this as like a YouTube video as opposed to like a Twitch thing, because I just wanted to discuss my thoughts. And like I said, I know this probably isn't the most coherent thing, but it's just been on my mind constantly. And I think, like I said, communication's important, and I am trying to communicate with these people that are doing this sort of thing, but they just make it so incredibly difficult that it's like, why do I even bother, man? That's kind of just how I'm feeling at the moment. It's just like, why? What is the actual purpose in just saying that we want this one thing and then doing something completely different? It boggles my mind, because when it comes to me, I like to think that I'm a pretty straightforward person in that regard. It's like I say what I want, and I think my actions reflect that. And it just infuriates me when people can't do the same thing, like, consistently. You know, it's like, I'm not expecting people to adhere to my way of life and the way that I do things, but I am saying that it's like, when they keep constantly changing their mind sort of thing, it's like, it's just impossible to work with. It's like, you know, you make a date with someone, they're whatever, busy, and then they reschedule. It's like, come on, man, you're an adult. It's like, are you implying you can't even keep a doctor's appointment, or, you know, that sort of thing? It's like, that's what I mean. It's just a massive sign of immaturity in my eyes, basically, and I'm just sick to death of it. But anyway, big rant over. I'm here to play some relaxing games. I'm here to do some driving. I'm here to chat with you guys. So what's going on? What's going on, fellas? One thing that I noticed with my channel is that I have, even though I haven't been uploading, I have actually randomly gotten some subscribers here and there, and likes and whatever on my videos, and that's sort of just like, you know, I don't make these videos for specifically to get, oh, okay, I'm about to, no, okay, this is bad. Oh my god, at least the cargo's not that badly damaged. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. What an ape. Oh well, I gotta say that whenever I play this game, this sort of thing tends to happen. I go way too fast and crash around corners, or you know, run red lights and get speeding fines and that sort of thing. I do not take my time with this game. Okay, cool. I think at the very least that it put me slightly closer than where I was, so we're cool. Also, something amusing is like, how badly damaged can like just big planks of wood get? Like, come on, man. You're gonna tell me that it's all like, that 10% of it's destroyed because I fell over? Like, get out of here. Anyway, as I was saying, no, dude, oh my god, I almost fell over again like a buffoon. I need to actually pay attention and not crash. As I was saying, I do not do this for comments and likes, whatever. That sort of thing is like really reaffirming. It's nice to know that people enjoy my videos and get along with, or, you know, I have similar viewpoints to me. That's always lovely. But, you know, I make these videos because I enjoy the games that I play, and I just like in circumstances like this, I just like having a bit of a rant, and I like just having a bit of a chat, and I'm just going to completely ignore the damage that was done. Yeah, you know, I just like sitting down and talking sometimes, and like having a cup of coffee and just chilling and having a discussion, an intellectual debate, so to speak. No, that was a joke, by the way. I do not think that this is intellectual debate. but you know, I like the interaction. I think is important, and it's lovely to know that, like I said, people get along and they have those similar viewpoints, and they can feel like, you know, they can comment and they can feel comfortable, and that we can like bond over our mutual love of spirit tracks or driving trucks through Europe to Rome. You know, that's sort of like the enjoyment. That's part of the enjoyment I get. But yeah, it's awesome to know that, and that's kind of like when I see that people are enjoying my videos, because these don't take, I'm not going to pretend like these take a lot of effort to make, and you know, at some point I do want to like evolve past making like gaming videos and move on to more dedicated, like, you know, analyses or whatever. I don't know if necessarily I want to do video essays, like that's kind of a bit contrived these days. I think I'd rather do something a bit more unique, but really at this point I don't know what that is. But like I'm saying, as what I'm trying to get at is that these aren't difficult to make, and when I see that people are actually enjoying them, it makes me want to just like, and I do feel like I have something to talk about. It makes me just like want to sit down and bust out like, you know, a 40-45 minute video of me driving trucks through Europe, that kind of thing. It just makes it a lot more. Oh my god, I almost fell over there. My whole cab is tipping. Oh, that truck really just like decided to cut me off, basically. Actually, I don't know if he cut me off. I wasn't really paying attention. I was too busy talking. But anyway, I don't care. I overtook him, and here we are. I didn't crash. No damage done. We're cool. We're cool. Nobody say nothing. Oh, dude, what the that wasn't even my fault. How is that? How am I the one that's going to get done for the fine there, when he's the one that crashed into me like a buffoon? Come on now. Yeah, you know, it's easy to sit down and record this sort of thing. So when I know that people do enjoy it, like, it really adds to the level of, it really adds to my my ambition to do it, because while I am studying a lot, like, it's not like that's the only thing that I'm doing all day, you know. It's not like I'm not playing video games or nothing in the background sometimes. So I do appreciate when people show that they're enjoying my videos, and like I said, it's not the reason that I do this, but when I see that, it gives me like an added level of enjoyment and an added level of of inspiration to want to do this sort of thing. But oh my god, this is busted up. I'm not going to take it to the service. I don't need that. I don't want that smoke. Not right now. This will be fine. This will be perfectly fine. Engine's gone real quiet though. But anyway, just talking about myself and things I've been doing a little recently. I basically watched the entirety of The Wire since I last recorded this. The Wire is an awesome show. Not that you need me to say that. You know, you gotta love Omar. You gotta love my man. You gotta love McNaught. Nah, the show's just awesome. Everyone's basically just like a bit of a scumbag character. Not everyone. But it's just real fun to watch, and it's one of those shows that you've got to put the effort into appreciating and understanding. It's like Breaking Bad, something like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. I love those shows, and they do have that component of visual storytelling that like elevates them beyond something like, I don't know, House, or, you know, especially something like Grey's Anatomy, you know what I'm saying? And not to say I don't enjoy those shows. I do really enjoy those shows. They're like a guilty pleasure sort of thing. But, you know, something like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Sopranos, The Wire, Succession, that sort of thing, like, they are a lot more thought-provoking. They've got that visual storytelling aspect. But something with, like I was saying, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul is they're much heavier-handed with they're much more impactful. And it's sort of like they have a bigger focus on spectacle, as opposed to something like The Wire, which is usually a bit more subtle with its themes and the message that it's actually trying to convey. And I really appreciate that, and I absolutely recommend watching The Wire if you haven't seen it yet. Same with, like, you gotta watch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Like, I'm basically just being a bit of a film bro, and whatever, a bit of a basic bitch, being like, oh yes, you know, you've got to watch these highly touted, highest grossing, or not highest grossing, but, you know, you've got to watch these like incredibly well respected prestige television. You got to watch that stuff, because I'm basically, it feels like I'm just reading off like a top 10 TV shows of all time. But But you know, I think it is important to watch those kinds of shows, and they are like very well respected and considered prestige television for a particular reason. So I don't think saying that, oh, you shouldn't appreciate this because it's super popular. You know, I think that's a bit silly. I don't think that's the right thing to say. Like, there's nothing wrong with enjoying things that are popular. But something else, a game that I've been playing is Neon White, which is kind of this Mirror's Edge-esque, FPS kind of parkour game, which it's kind of hard to describe, but it's very one of those anime games in which it appeals to that like romance kind of storyline and those reactions and the art style and everything. And it is an awesome game. Like, it looks great. It feels amazing to play, and it's very hard to describe. I think I will live stream it at some point. I'm almost done with it at the moment. I'm on mission 9 or something, so I don't have too much longer to go. It's not a very long game, but it's really awesome if you enjoy those kind of like fast parkour, or like it's a game that lends itself very well to speedrunning. Like, every level is timed, and you get different rankings based on the levels that you get, and different medals and that sort of thing. So, you know, if you enjoy that, like, you definitely got to check it out. And like I said, I think I will do maybe some. I think I will do a video on it in the future, but it's not like really that well of a covered game. Like, no one else I really know plays it, and I don't think it's not that obscure. But most people that I know are unfamiliar with it, and I don't really see it being talked about online very much. But like I said, that's not to imply that it's not a popular game. Like, it is a very popular game. Well, not very popular, but it's not quite. It's just not in the mainstream. That's how I'll put it. It's not in the mainstream, but it is like relatively known in like some communities. But anyway, that game's awesome. You got to check it out. You got to give it a try. Like I said, I don't know if I would ever do like a let's play or something on it. But I'd happily do like an update video, or, you know, play it on a live stream for a while. Like, it's a very fun game to play in, like, you know, an hour or 2 hour bursts, because the levels are something like, you know, on average the levels are like 30 seconds long kind of thing. So it is cool to just like chill and just sit down and play that kind of thing, because it's a very thought-provoking game, and there is a lot of there are a lot of ways to like complete levels and do things in the right amount of time. And speaking of which, I do actually have some things to do this afternoon. I probably have about an hour before I have to go out and have lunch with the family kind of thing. So I can't play for too much longer, because I still have to I want to do a little bit of study, and I probably want to try and render this video so that I can get it uploaded tonight, because I just feel a bit guilty. For one thing, I haven't updated this series in like almost 2 months now, and for another, it's just been too long since I've uploaded a video, and I'm supposed to be doing 3 a week kind of thing. So yes, I do want to try and get this done, and I do have a couple of things that I need to get organized this afternoon. But I think what I'm going to try and do is just get the distance down to a less than 1,000 kilometers. You know what, I'm going to pull over here, and I don't need to fill up, but I do need to sleep, so that is what I am going to do. In fact, I don't think I'll even bother filling up now. I'm just gonna have a little nappy nap, a little sleepy time. Here we go. I know this isn't really the right spot, but there we go. I got this new keyboard, and it's one of those like mini half keyboards, and it feels great to play games on, but it removes so many keys that, like, it removes the tilt key, and it removes basically all of the function key, all the F keys. It doesn't like remove them, it just combines them with the normal number keys. But anyway, I'm just having a bit of a complaint. It is a good little keyboard, but I forget what the brand of it actually is. So yeah, the plan is I'm going to get under 1,000 kilometers. That'll be a good video, and we'll have made some good progress. That'll be like a third of the trip that I will have done today, because I think we started on like 1,550 kilometers or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but I do want to make some progress with this, because it's taken me like almost 2 months to get to Rome, and it's like, bro, I could do that in an afternoon, I could do that in a sitting, kind of thing. And also another thing is I feel like I can't play this game in my downtime, because I feel obliged to actually finish this series, because this series will only be like 4 or 5 videos long or something, so, you know, I might as well just do it, you know what I'm saying? Plus, if I really wanted to play a simulator, like a trucking simulator game, then I have American Truck Simulator as well, so, and that game I've like barely played. I might even do something with that after this series at some point. It really depends how much energy I have to play it, because this is sort of the game, it's a fun, like, I love this game, don't get me wrong, but it's not a game that's super easy to just like, unless you have like a topic you already want to talk about, or you're interacting with chat sort of thing, it's like there's not really much to talk about. It's like, oh, look at, you know, this dude just cut me off, what a scumbag. Or it's like, oh, look at the beauty of this overpass, incredible, look at those smokestacks, oh, I love this farmland, you know, it's like, look at that fence, oh, awesome, that stone wall, incredible. Yeah. It's like you can admire the scenery to an extent, but it's like after a certain point, it's like, what are we doing, man? What's going on here? What's going on? Where's the substance? I need some substance. I guess we can sit in complete silence, but that just doesn't feel right to my like autistic little child mind, you know? We're very near to London anyway, so it won't be too much longer. I think we'll once we cross the channel as well, that'll be quite good. I don't think the actual trip that we are on is to Rome, the delivery that we're on. I don't think it's to Rome. I think, dude, do you mind? Get out of here. No, it's not to Rome, it's to Geneva, so I'm going to have to get another job from there. I don't really care how many jobs it takes to get to Rome. How many individual jobs we have to take, like, it won't be that hard. It should be quite simple. You know, something that's just crossed my mind, I really hope this isn't actually my truck, because then I will have to get it repaired. As opposed to just being one that belongs to the company I'm doing the delivery for. So, whatever. Well, we'll see. We'll see when we drop this off, basically. This thing sucks though. It's got like no acceleration going up the hill. I mean, the trailer will be pretty heavy, but it is killing the progress. It's killing the acceleration going up the hill. Look at this dude. Get out of here. Wow, these roadworks are so beautiful. I love these huts, or whatever that's supposed to be. Like mounds of straw or something. Are they supposed to be trees across? Like, I don't know. Those are clearly hay bales. Whatever. I don't want to look over my shoulder, look back too much, because I'm going to crash again like a moron, and I've already destroyed like a tenth of the cargo. I think next opportunity to stop I will. I don't know if this merges into 2 lanes, just 2 lanes here, but we'll see. Alright, we're cool. I just didn't want that. I just didn't want bro in the red truck to just veer into me and just destroy my cargo and kill me. Dude, what are you, crazy? Get out of here. Dude wants to race. Bro think he can mess with me. Thinks he can step to this. Get out of here. How far off are we from the nearest stop? Alright, here we go. I'll stop up here. It's probably the best opportunity I'll have before we actually cross the channel, but I'll save that for the next episode. That's too exciting. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to continue this on stream or if I'm going to keep uploading just like little videos like this. Really depends. It depends on my mood. Either way, I'll upload like in whatever format that I actually recorded in. I'll just, whether I put the VOD straight on YouTube or I do episodes like this, like I'm not going to not upload this journey, so to speak. It's just like a matter of how I actually feel like recording it at the time. Oh wow, look at these sunflowers, isn't this beautiful? Oh, they're so sweet. Isn't nature lovely? This game does actually look like pretty good. I think it came out in 2012 or 2013 or something, so it does actually look like, and I mean obviously there's been updates, but it does, even back then, like it was actually very pretty. It's got a lot of charm. One thing that you can do as well is, I might have talked about this in the last episode. Like I said, it's been so long since I've recorded it that I have no idea what I've already talked about. But you can put the radio on. I'm just not going to do that because of obviously copyright. I could put on some. I think in the future I'm just going to put on some like some lo-fi or whatever, uncopyrighted stuff, and then just leave that because the silence is nice. You know, just the roar of the engine is good, but it does get a little bit boring. And for another thing, I'm not just going to sit here and talk for 45 minutes straight. We actually went a good bit further than I was going to as well. Like I'm already down to 950 kilometers. I was going to stop at 1,000, but I want to go. I don't want to just randomly stop in the middle of the road. You can do that and save the game, but it just feels a little bit ridiculous. Feels a little bit cringe in my mind. You know, I wouldn't do that IRL. It's crazy. This is a really cool area though. Like some of the landscapes are much nicer to look at, especially in like the Scandinavian DLC or whatever it's called, the Baltic Sea one, whatever. Like that in the when you're in the mountains around that area, just driving through like these massive tunnels, and then you come out and there's these big like vast valleys and lagoons and whatever. It's actually awesome. Like it's quite a spectacle. Alright, let's do a little shoulder check. Make sure I'm not gonna murder a family of 4 or something. You know, definitely don't want to do that. Okay, let's get some services going on here. And I won't sleep, but I will fill up. I thought this dude was gonna just go straight into the bay that I was going to. I was like, bro, you really gotta do that? It's like, this game doesn't have to be that realistic. Alright, let's go ahead, fill this baby up. Let's get me some fuel. Let's get me some petroleum. And then we will be on our way. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. Should be paid for by employer, surely. Or should be paid for by my employer. How did I say that? Whatever. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time that I will be continuing on our travels. See how far we've actually come. I think we were in like Grimsby or Edinburgh or something. I don't think Edinburgh. I feel like we were a lot further along than that, but whatever. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.